Hello everybody, Crusher Callan here, and today I'm playing Ark Survive Evolved, and in this episode I am going to be showing you guys a guide on the Ark Spores. So this guide will be short but full of information for the Spores. So Spores are a addition to the game that was brought in with Ark Aberration, and basically they give you an effect when you enter the zone of the spore. So there are two different types of spores, both of which we will be talking about in this episode. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So the first type of spore is the hallucinogenic spores. So these spores can be found all the way through the green zone, and they are generally up high or at the surface entrance cave. So here we are at 2027, and this is a batch of spores here. So the spores appear as floating yellow dots, like I said, at the entrance to the cave or up higher. And as soon as you enter the region, they make you hallucinate. So we'll get out of creative mode and show you guys what that's like. So as soon as you go through here, you will begin to hallucinate. So this is a very annoying sort of spore, and we're going to go through how to fix it. So as you can see here, it's pretty darn annoying. So as you'll see there, I used some med brews and that kept me alive. I am running infinite stats, but the med brews do make a huge difference. But anyway, they can be found as these floating spores, but also in the pointy red mushrooms. So we'll just have to find a batch here. So you have the red mushrooms. All of these guys are fine, except for the one with the pointy caps, pointy tips. So we'll just have to find one. So I'll spawn in groups here, and there'll usually be like one or two in a group that is hallucinogenic. So here it is here, and that will give us the exact same effect. So what the hallucinogenic one does is basically, far out, is basically make you spaz out, but you also lose health over time, and you lose health pretty quickly as well. So basically just the mushrooms and the spores. Now how do you stop this effect? There are two methods of doing so. One is just about lasting it out, and the other is actually stopping it. So like I used there with the first one, you can use med brews to heal yourself as you take the damage. So we'll do it again over here. So we're hallucinating, we'll turn creative mode off. As you can see, we should be losing health. Apparently not. Well, anyway, you'll begin to lose health, and the first method of surviving is just drinking medical brews or eating cooked meat to heal your health quicker than the effect can do damage. The second method is to collect aquatic mushrooms. So you can get aquatic mushrooms from just any of the mushrooms, brown or red. Just make sure, stay away from the red tipped ones. And sorry, not aquatic, agaravic. So you take the agaravic mushrooms, and then where you would usually get the effect, you get a bonus in the bottom right hand of your screen, and that stops the effect from occurring. And if you already have the effect, you can also eat the agaravic mushrooms to slow the effect down as well. So it's generally the most efficient way of dealing with the effect of the hallucinating mushrooms and spores. So that's about it for the hallucinating ones. Let's move over to the freezing spores down in the blue. Alrighty guys, we are back down in the blue zone with the freezing spores. So, much like the hallucinating spores, they appear in both spores and mushrooms. So, the spores, much like the hallucinating mushrooms, are small dots floating in the air. However, instead of being yellow, they will be blue. So these will be very easy to get mixed in with the landscape. They blend in with the trees and just the background. So it is very easy to stumble into a group of these. They also, like I said, spawn in mushrooms that look just like this down here. Now, unlike the hallucinating mushrooms, I believe any of these mushrooms will actually give you the effect. It may be something like the ones with the blue ring do, or something of the sort, but I cannot confirm on that. So just stay away from any blue mushrooms you find in the blue zone. Right, so we'll just last out the effect here. Alright, strategies for survival. Now, these spores are much more dangerous than the first, as they knock you out. So they do torpor, they give you torpor as you go as well. And they do a lot more damage than the hallucinating mushrooms. Plus, they last out for a few minutes as well. So these spores are pretty much guaranteed to kill you if you don't come properly equipped. So, first method is to use medical brews and basically spam them until you get knocked out, as they will, most of the time, ensure your survival. Now, you're much better off having someone there, so that once you're knocked out, they can feed you medical brews, so that even once you do get knocked out, you can keep eating the brews. But usually, by the time you're knocked out, if you're on full health after eating the med brews, you should be fine. But again, there's always an easier method, and that is mushrooms, yet again. So, for this one, instead of agarabic, you will be needing aquatic mushrooms. So, we'll turn off creative mode here. And so here we go. Eating aquatic mushrooms means that you can just walk straight through where the spores are. And again, it will slow down the effect as well, or completely stop it from occurring if you already have the effect lasting. So again, freezing spores are the more dangerous of the two. You want to be careful, found only in the blue zone. But they are much more deadly, and if you're on a tame, you'll probably lose the tame as well, because you have to come down all the way back to get them. But yeah, that's it for my guide on spores in Ark Aberration. If you found the video helpful, please do leave a like, and if you've got any feedback, put it in the comment section down below. And hopefully, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!